Well, hello there. I'm Christine, professional tarot reader, and today, continuing on with our Heart of the Tarot, with the Tarot of Marseilles, we are going to be looking at the Judgment card and the World card and how it ties in with all the other ones. I've just got to get some notes up here because it sort of gets a little bit quite involved. But when we look at the Judgment card, I'll just get my little pointer thing here. What we're looking at with these cards is the Judgment card is card 20, not to be confused with the Justice card, which is about the Day of Judgment. And the with this one you've got the Archangel blowing the trumpet, and it's a wake-up call to a moment of revelation. And when we pause, it's a time when we pause to weigh up what we've done, what we have become in our time on this life. You can work it in past lifetimes, lifetime after lifetime if you want. There's no rules, but I tend to work more in lifetimes of now, unless I am doing a past life reading. So just to get that out of the way, because that can be quite confusing. So here we have in my Grimaud Tarot, 1963. I never knew the numbers were on there. I always knew it had Grimaud on there, and I never sort of actually get that and do that. But I was sort of looking at how much white was in that card, because once again we have the blue of intuition coming through. We have the wonderful gold or yellow, however you want to see it, about being centered. The promise of things to come, because when you look at these wavy lines, like in the Devil card, when we're looking at that yesterday, I'm just going to check if that's sort of showing you good what I'm doing under here. Yep, that's cool. Then you're seeing the line straight again, but then you've got it going to the undulating hills of life's ups and downs, which is the continuation of life. You also have the green here of confidence and being able to be calm about it. So it's not a scary card because of the green of him stepping up, and he's got we've got the blue hair on the head, which is about trust your intuition. It knows a lot about you. Card 22 up here represents the twos. You've got two tens, which implies there is a balance of past actions happening. So in the yesterday when we talked about in the temperance, it was about past, present and future, but this one here is very much about a balancing of the past. Something that's happened in the past is about to be rectified in a sense, because ultimately it's a card of acceptance. This card being of the numerology energy of twos, once again you have the intuition of the two and the duality of the two, links back to the High Priestess, and also to, in the Marseille, it is the Strength card. Whereas if you look at Rider-Waite-Smith, it would be to do with the Justice card, but that would be man-made's judgment, considering to the day of reckoning when we all face up there, universe, spirit, all those things, where we have to think, well, that faith in higher power, it always sees what we do and balances out life. So this is also, when you look at these cards in with that one, I just hope you can see it all properly. Move that up. That's a bit better. Now we got it. You can see how these are cards of patience, waiting and spiritual connection, because even though animals are spiritual, trusting within to be able to handle something without. Well, the masque, I always see that as the nodes. Some people see it as universal spirit too. That's fine. And then you have the High Priestess, who is linking earth to God, and the universe in that sort of way. So it's a card of assessment. It's a card of second chances. It's a card of perspectiveness, forgiveness, and awakening. And once again, lots of elements of patience with that. If you want to look at it from an astrological perspective, it is the Judgment card is associated with Pluto, the Roman god of the underworld, which was when you went down and under. And I think in the planets, Mercury is the only planet that can or the god that only one that can travel and come back up again. So there's a mercurial energy to it, element and energy to it all as well. So this card is about your deepening. For some, it is a wake-up call spiritually, which is going to deepen your connection or developing a connection with God, your guides, or angel, because this is the angel Gabriel calling you. And if you want to, in regards to relationships, it's about going through a time of assessment. There can be an opportunity for reconciliation in a relationship, and it's as it is that card of second chances that I talked about before. And in regard to career, it's about being acknowledged for your success. It can be a fame card. When I was reading on Twitch years ago, always when it would turn up with another Twitch streamer, that's what I'm wanting, another Twitch streamer would come in to have their cards read with me, and I knew instantly, you have a stream on here, and they'd say yes, because that was also the card of the streamer, so it's also the card of the YouTuber now. So in regard to money and its success, it's about improvement. So this strong connection with this 2 energy and the double 2 of that. It's a wonderful card to have turn up when you're going through a stressful time in a relationship. You don't know what's happening. Is it off? If it's on, and you think, well, it's the chance of reconciliation. So it's a positive yes card in that sense. The other card I was wanting to talk about today was the World card. I think I got them out. In the world, I'll put that one over there. Because in the world, the world has a lot of interesting stuff going on. I better just check we can see it all. This is our lovely World card. And it is, I'm going to use these cards here because we have some interesting connections happening with it. Hoping not to confuse you, but you'll see. Maybe I won't turn that over. You can work it out. I know you can. You've been following me along. But with the World card, here we have this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful card 21. And it's like the world, looking at it, the world is moving forward. It is not waiting for us. It often reflects back because it turns to look to the past a little bit looking in the rear view mirror of what's going on, but it's always not waiting for us because it's inviting us in, because it is a card where balance is found no matter what you've been through. So they go well together. If you sort of get yourself up with this one, balance is restored, so they sort of do flow on okay. But being a card, you've got this wonderful sense of stability with this card. We see the legs of the Hangman. There we go. Lots of intuition there, and there's the legs drawn again. So with the Hangman, he was about waiting and patience, and he was. Then we also see the Emperor's legs with this card. So there we go. The Emperor's legs of stability. Nothing connecting numerology, but when I was looking at it, because it's strongly connected from a numerology point of view, it's numerical, is with the Empress. I just thought, well, they're like hand in a glove anyway. I just sort of thought, it'll all work. Like, do I leave him out? Nah, he belongs there because they are like hand in glove stuff as well. In my opinion, they're mirror images to a point, with their things that they're holding. So when you sort of think back of that, you see the stability and the stableness. Here with the 3, you see a sense of having what you want, getting what you want, being able to just connect with other people as the Empress does. And when you are looking here, we have earth, fire, air and water, because we're seeing this sense of this woman figure. In this card, it is a woman. In other decks, it could be represented differently. And she's holding a receptive flask on her left hand and the active wand on her right. So there's this balance in the hands, and she's protected by the 4 figures here of fire, earth, air and water, which is all about balancing that out, knowing what you want, knowing what to dare. That's my phone going off, I'm sorry. Knowing when to be silent, and knowing how to the silence is the water, and I know up here, knowing what to know. So you've got all those elements in there with that, which is a wonderful thing in this card. So looking at cards, there's also this connection. We have the Empress, success and achievement. The Hangman, inspiring, waiting. Sometimes, depending, as I always say, you've always got to be in connection to your question. So if you have a question you're wanting to answer, or your client's wanting to answer, or your sitter, then in context of the question, what you see is the answer there, blended with what you know, because that's what years ago when I was learning tarot, I'm talking 70s here, it was always said that you have to have the left hand of knowing and structure and book work and all those things, and the right hand of intuition. And that's when it all comes together, when you're doing it, whether you're making a carving and a bit of wood, or you're a reader, you know the book meaning, but there's that little voice that tells you, or you feeling you get, depends whether you're kinesthetic, a sensation, or just a knowing, that you then use that and it all comes together. So but we are looking at the cards from a visual point of view, what we see, what connections we can make, and I'm hoping that this helps. So the Hangman, and the world is about travel and the rewards from your efforts of what you've done over time, because this card is astrologically connected to Saturn, and as with Saturn energy, it's a symbol of decisions, hard work, and being deserving of success, of doing what's right. It is a good card. I'll just move some, I hope they're not sort of confusing, because these are the cards of the day. It's a good card to have in regards to relationships, because it's a card of happiness and joy. Everything's going to work out. Everything's just working well. It's a card with work or career. Things are going to take off. Your efforts are going to be rewarded. Finances are going to be improved. Overall, it is a wonderful card. It's also a card of confidence, knowing that you can trust that the universe is supporting you in getting your life moving in the direction that you want it to go. It can be often a card of relocating overseas and travels, and with the laurel wreath here of peace, it's like no matter where you are, once this card turns up, you've got that protection energy of these elements traveling with you, surrounding you. So it can be a good card as a talisman to put on your desk if that's what you want to do. So they all go hand in hand. So let's see what we get. Oh, I'll have to give them a little shuffle and see if, oh, there's our Strength and our High Priestess. And what I'm going to do is give the cards a shuffle, and this is like a little thing you can do each morning if you're sort of thinking, well, what's gonna help me get my life moving in the direction that I want it to go today? And for me, I would do this, and you can do it with anything, but we're using this exercise now. And I'm sorry, but it's winter and my hands are going weird. So we've got Strength, we've got, you see me flipping the cards, what's turning up, and what I'm going to do is there's our World, there's our Magician, and then it's the one that comes afterwards. And in our reading of our cards today, here we have what's going to help me move along and get my life moving in the direction that I want it to go for today. What's going to help me is knowing that the skills that I've got, of the knowledge that I've got, that I've been out there, I can talk, I can sell sell my life skills. I'm like, because this is a salesman of the zodiac, and just tell your story, Christine, and you will just be able to mumble, bumble and fumble through it, because we're doing this on the fly without a lot of thought with it. But she's looking back and saying, yes, you have all the skills that you need to be able to move your life in the direction that you want it to go, and that they're ready to move forward, which is really spooky that this has come up, because the next video I do will be the one of them will be the Hermit, because I realized we haven't touched on the Hermit, card 9. So that's where we're heading, and that's what I've got to get on with. So thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye for now. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below, and you can reach out to me, and I will do my best to answer and help you any way I can. Bye for now.